What's good, everybody on YouTube? This is your boy Akil McLeod back with another live video, and today gonna be a really good conversation for you guys. As you guys know, I'm starting to step into the podcasting game, into the interview game now. So I'm just gonna simply gonna start introducing you guys to some of my friends, some of the people that I respect, I admire, people that are also entrepreneurs, also resellers, just people within the community that you guys can learn from and just kind of gain some knowledge, gain some inspiration, some motivation from, because I think that's super important this in today's day and age where we keep hearing so much just a lot of noise. But I think sometimes it's really good to just learn some game from some people that's doing stuff that you guys are interested in doing or maybe fearful of doing. So I'm gonna be pulling people from all different different levels of business within different industries, just bringing them here on the channel, and they can just inspire you guys. So my homie Derek, also known as Fundamentals of Side Hustling, he has a really good YouTube channel. I'll make sure I link that in the description later on in today's video. But really good conversation for you guys going to be coming up soon. So I'm going to be adding him to the convo. Just wanted to see, we got some people in the chat. Shout out Regina, what's going on, how you doing? We got my wife Dom. The setup is clean. Thank you very much. It took me some time, but I had to make it do what it do. But yeah, let me go ahead and add Derek now so we can get this show on the road. What's going on, homie? I think you are muted.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
There we
yeah,
go.
yeah. What's going on with you, bro? Good to be here with you, man.
Yes, thank you for your time. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Ain't nothing but a word. Anytime you need us, we over here.
All right, right. I appreciate it. So introduce yourself to the people, let them know who you are, what you do, and all that good stuff.
For people that don't know me, which is probably everyone, my name is Derek. Known as I actually changed my name, bro. It's not Fundamentals of Side Hustling anymore. It's Fundamentals of Hustling. I
Okay.
took the side off because it's not a side hustle no more.
Right.
It's a full hustle. So I'm known as Fundamental of Hustling, or you can probably look it up under Fundamentals of Side Hustling as well on YouTube and Instagram. I'm kind of like you. I'm just a entrepreneur out here making things happen. Not trying to work for anyone else but myself, and
Amen.
I couldn't ask for anything better.
Amen. I love it. I love it. So just like you said, it's no longer fundamentals a side hustle, and it's the main hustle. So what were you doing before and when eBay was the side?
Man. I was a world traveler, man. I was always in upper management, so and that went from retail to hospitality to third party hospitality. It was always upper management,
Mm.
and kind of once I realized that. I think me and you talked about this before, but when you start realizing you're probably the smartest person in the room,
Mm-hmm.
it's time to take a step away because you're pouring all your energy into something that no one will ever appreciate except yourself. So that's when I decided to take a step away. And obviously, everything it's not that easy. A lot of things have to line up, but it was something I was working on for a long time. So I just decided to jump out. I wouldn't even call it a limb because it was calculated. So I decided to jump out and do my thing and haven't looked back since.
That's what's up. That's what's up. How long it's been so far for you?
Full time reselling, it's been 2 years. I think two
Okay.
years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But as a whole, but like as a whole with the eBay hustling, because
Oh
honestly,
man.
you are a master at this. So this ain't no 2 years and you got it down packed. I know you've been doing this
Right.
for a minute.
No, eBay has been since 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, 2010 is when I
Right.
first started eBay, and that was literally a side hustle. I was trying to get rid of some shoes. So,
It
and
really crazy how people
yeah,
always start with shoes and clothes. Always. That's like, especially for us, that's what we always gonna have some extra. We always gonna have some extra kicks laying around.
man, always. And I'm still
Always.
mad to this day because if I sold them joints mad cheap, I know if I would have held on to them, there was some Bob Marley, Adidas superstars,
I
bro.
was about to say, as soon as you said Bob Marley, I'm like, it's only Adidas superstars. Only.
Man, I'm weak.
Damn.
I'm so weak just thinking about it now. I know if obviously we wouldn't know that how things will blow up, but I think I sold them for 140 back then. If they sold for 140 in 2010, they would legit sell for over 1,000 right now.
Oh yeah, easily, easily.
Yeah.
Like, damn. I mean, I haven't checked the market on them in particular, but I know for a fact you don't just see Bob Marley superstars laying around in the thrift. Like,
Oh,
you definitely don't.
and you want to know the code game about that? Where I got them from? As a reseller, you always look for things on the cheap, and my retail career has always been working at discount stores.
Mm,
So I got them at my spot, man, at Ross, way back in the day. I found them joints and box fresh and everything.
right,
It's just crazy. You can't even
bro.
find the boxes now. They throw the boxes away.
Yeah, they very rare. You might see them like put the box on the shelf, like or next to the shoe or in the back, but you don't never get the box no more.
Nah, those things are
What?
dumped on.
Oh, we got some people in here. We got Derek ATL Flippers in the building.
What
What's
up,
going
fam?
on? We got Misha Renee. What's going on? Thrift,
Misha.
Thrifty Lobster. What it do?
That's my brother from another mother right there, the
I
homie.
like that. I like that name, Thrifty Lobster. I ain't gonna lie. I like that
Yeah,
one.
he's 30 Lobster is on the he's kind of a he does his thing, man. He's one of those people on YouTube, as we talk about all the time.
Mhm.
If y'all didn't know, me, Akil, and a couple other homies, we chat offline always, and just to motivate each other up. And Thirdly Lobster is someone who kind of does his own thing. He kind of I've said I say this about him all the time every time I see him, but he's not for everybody, but he's for me. You
Right,
know what
right,
I'm
right.
saying?
I
Like,
mean, that's ain't that everybody though? Like,
yeah,
I know I'm not for everybody, for damn sure. And I don't really want to be for everybody.
right.
It's like you kind of have to find your tribe. You got to find the people that you could connect with. And I know my story don't resonate with everybody. So it's like once you do find the people that rock with you, you hold them close, you nurture those relationships, and then from there, that's how you really elevate. But I don't be trying to be for everybody. That's when you lose yourself, honestly.
Most there,
Hmm.
most definitely. And you support people in different ways. That's the thing. You get people know when you support them, and not everyone has to have you show up in their face and be like, hey, I'm
Right,
here.
right,
I
right,
want you to know I'm here.
right,
And he's one of those dudes. He's one of those dudes where you ain't gotta show up in his face and clap like, hey, I'm right here. He knows
right.
I'm in the background. I always support the homie. He always comes on late at night. I throw his stuff on as I'm grooving in the garage here doing my thing and
Mhm.
just listen on.
Hell yeah. So you mentioned Ross earlier. I was thinking of Ross, like, bro, how is Ross for you? Because for me, it's dirt, like
To
it's
be honest,
trash.
me, so I was a district, well, kind of a new market district manager for Ross and DD's. I was more on the DD side. So
Okay.
I worked there for years and years. I worked with DD's when they had 6 stores. They started out here in California. And
Mm,
then I went on to open, I can't even tell you how many stores. At that time I opened half that market.
wow.
So I just traveled around opening new markets and opening stores, opening up 3, 4 at a time. It was insane.
Wow.
So getting back to that, I don't frequent Ross too much at all. When you work somewhere for so long, and how when I left that company, it just left a really bad taste in my mouth.
Mm. So you don't even be wanting to waste your time, step in there for you. It's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah,
Don't even
nah.
want to be. I'm not even trying to give y'all no money.
Yeah, I should have never gave y'all any money. Yeah,
Right.
it was one of those. It's real, and it's been a while. I haven't worked in a long time. It's been like 10 years or something
Mhm.
like that. But yet, still, when something happens to you, if you go to a restaurant and you get that terrible customer service, you're probably not going to go there for a very long time. Eventually, you're going to end up going back trying to give it another shot, but it's never going to be the same from the first time you went.
Right, right. That's a fact. That's a fact. But now that's an interesting background. So how did you doing the retail? Because you was opening stores, so I already know that's from a whole different vantage point. From like you looking at expansion and which locations would do well and stuff like that. So you're still looking at it from a different lens. But how did that retail experience help with the eBay? experience?
The great thing is, when it came to the DD side of it, since we were brand new, although we've scalped a lot of the basic stuff from Ross. Um, One thing I can say, and I put my stamp on, is that when y'all walk into these stores and those silly people that's standing up front in those vests, those door agents,
Yeah.
yeah, that was a brainstorm of mine and someone else from the DD side. So, and it went,
Wow.
yeah, it went store wide from Ross because we tested it on the DD side, and then it carried out to uh to Ross. So that's one thing. Every time I see those corny dudes standing up there, I'm like, yeah, I gave y'all your job. So
You should thank me
yeah,
every
you can
time.
thank me. I appreciate that. But
So,
working discount retailer, you learn to appreciate the discount, right?
mm,
You go to the malls with your family, and you like, yo, that same pair of pants, we got that in our store for $30, and then
mm-hmm,
y'all out here taxing us for 45 in the mall. So
mm,
it kind of played hand in hand, learning how to appreciate a discount and knowing kind of that's where I got hit. I started heavy in clothes. God, it makes me sick to my stomach.
that's
Uh,
crazy. That to hear you say that.
because I worked around a bunch of clothes, and I could get them dirt cheap, right?
Mhm.
If anyone thinks there's no insider trading in Ross and DD's, you done lost your mind, right? Clearly, if
Mm.
something goes on clearance for $1, we snatching it up before we put it out there on the shelf, right? It's the natural way. People getting upset at Walmart for those employees snatching up all the cards. Yo, it's insider trading. They got first shot at it. Go get a job there if you want those cards.
And not to mention that, it's like that's one of the few benefits of working at a store like that. You got to think like the employees working there, they see everybody grabbing up all the good stuff. At least let me get first dibs, at least. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right,
My manager on my back not trying to give me my lunch break. Let me at least get this.
right. You still getting them. This is the thing. This is what kills me, right? You got a million products in your store. A million products in your store. You're still getting the same amount of money you would get if a customer bought it.
Exactly.
The same amount of money.
Just
What's the problem?
let me enjoy it.
Yeah,
Let that be an employee perk.
man, tell me, dude, that's exactly what it is. You'll give us 30%, you give us 40%, but you
Mhm.
won't let me buy this box of cards or this clothing at full price, man. Come on, y'all crazy.
Yeah,
Y'all
that
crazy.
it makes perfect sense as to why you don't even waste your time with Ross and Didi's. The funny thing is, I didn't even know Ross and Didi's was like the same because
Hmm.
I was first introduced to Ross, and then one day I seen somebody on YouTube talking about searching for deals at Didi's discount. And I'm like, what's that? But it's almost like the lower end version of Ross, at least the ones over here.
It's the hood. It's the hood version of Ross. I'm saying we because I feel like I have my footprint on DD's forever.
Mhm.
Like we opened the stores. We tried the dual stores side by side. There was literally doors side by side, and we realized that didn't work real fast. We tested that out in Florida. It was like,
Mm.
yeah, nah, there's two different customers.
Right.
Um, Two different customers. So we split them up and had two different. You'll see them carry a lot of the same stuff, but there's a lot of different stuff that DD's will carry that Ross won't carry because it's catered towards a different different clientele.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes behind what happens in the stores. It's insane. It's insane. You just all the planning behind the cash registers, how the cash registers are set up. We used to have to go to full blown useless meetings, and test this stuff for hours at a time. It was insane. It was insane. But that's they will spend money. They will spend a kill. They will spend money. They will fly us out to the finest of places. To the finest of places. We'll stay up in these nice hotels,
Hmm.
go have these 2-hour meetings, and then go out afterwards, get plastered, and have the most expensive dinners in the world.
Hmm.
It was a great life. I'm not gonna lie. It was a
Sounds
great
like you're doing
great
it up.
life, but boy, the stress level is on another. It
Yeah,
is on a
I could
whole
bet.
nother level.
I could bet. Just honestly, for me at this stage, I told the story before. I tried to grab up their job a couple weeks ago so I could start paying my student loans off. At this stage, for me, it'll take so much for me to work a 9 to 5 that'll make sense because it'll be 5 years doing this full time next month.
Damn.
Like I've developed
Yeah.
such like so much habits and like the lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like even for my wife, like she's been with me. We've been together almost 10 years. So she's been in the trenches and she for me to do a 9 to 5, it's gonna be such a big adjustment for the whole family. It's like okay, it's not worth
Right. Right. No, I totally hear you. Yeah. Let me answer this. There's a couple questions in here. Matthew had a comment.
Oh, let me throw
He
that up there.
said, "What is it? Long term, I'd imagine it affects customers. There's one Marshalls I never visit because it's always dry, but their employees have on Marshalls best."
They grab
You
it
know,
up.
it's it's a give and take, man. I think it happens across the board, not just in retail. I think there's limits. Trust me, there's limits. Me being a regional, there's limits to what we allow the employees to get. There's even points to shrink numbers. We would go in and out of stores to make sure nothing is hidden. But
Mm,
yet at the same time, we allowed them. It's kind of a perk that we allow them to get to give them first shot. They're back there unboxing it and all this stuff. I was a little bit more flexible in that sense. They was like no, 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 but I was a little bit more flexible as long as they didn't hide the product.
right.
You put it out on the floor. You go on your break or lunch. If it's there, you can go buy it. That was my thought process on it. Don't
That's
buy it on
fair.
company time. Buy it on your own time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Misha asks, "Is DD's regional?" Yes, they're everywhere now. When I left the company, we were in. Oh, I just opened the one in Atlanta, and that put us at like 70 stores or something like that.
Damn.
Now, God knows how many they got now.
Probably a few hundred. I know 2020 during the pandemic, Ross their stock price through the roof. So I know they got a lot of stores and they doing big business. I think the stock price dropped since then because
Hmm.
of course they don't get much anymore. Like
No,
they
no.
that
And the main hub for the fashions, and dude, you'll be even surprised at the stuff, how you get the stuff. We will meet with buyers in New York,
mhm,
major buyers, major game players in the game, and go through items to say, what we want to buy, what we don't want to buy. It's insane. It's insane, and the shelves are. This is what happened with this the insight. A little insight for people on those
yeah,
stores.
yeah, share that.
When you see the stores like that, um, it really depends on the store and it really depends on the clearance.
Mm,
We're buying those clothes at such a slim margin anyway. The up push on those is a lot. When we mark them, they go through markdown processes. Um, there's a certain percentage of clothing that you get. It's kind of part of each store's budget that's supposed to go on clearance each week, right? Each week there's a different category. Um,
mhm.
if you ever go to a store and the clearance racks are smashed full, you're probably going to see that store be real light coming up here, like within the next couple of months,
Mhm.
because the clearance rack should not have much on it.
Right.
If it's vice versa, you already know. Just go on and grab up what you can now, because that store is about to get light, real
About
light.
to get light or about to close.
Yes. Oh, that's the worst, is closing stores. I remember I opened a store when I opened a store in January one year and
Mhm.
then closed that mug in December.
Damn, ain't it last 1 year? Not even a full year?
Nah, it was bad. The shrink numbers were insane in that store.
That's crazy. I know you just mentioned clothes. I'm like, it's funny because I know you hate selling clothes now
Can't
on
stand them.
eBay. What it's because of the past experience. I know I hate selling clothes for other reasons, but
Yeah, I think because I worked with clothes for a very long time. You know, I worked at Ross and DD's. I worked at Factory to You, which is Phallus Paralis in some places, Factory to You in some places. Um, like all these places like that, it just disgusts me because
Mm,
I just don't want to. I just don't want to deal with them. Man. I
I
just
feel you.
don't.
I
When
feel
you
you.
have the tedious, we used to get the clothing and like rubbing on our like basically rubbing on our body to like test out the material and all kind of man. It's crazy.
Yo, for me, when it comes to the clothes, don't get me wrong, I did really good with clothes. Like I loved it at one point because I started just like you, started selling my own stuff. But why am I hearing this? Okay. Yeah, so I started by selling my own stuff, and I'm just like, I could sell this, I could do this. And then once I started getting into the thrifted stuff, then you spend so much time with the measurements and the cleaning and the lint roller and the put a little stitch, fix a little button. After all that work, you start tallying up your time and the profit. You realize you're not even making money after all the work you done put into.
That's very true. People don't think about that process when you're a reseller. You got to everything you do is money. Whether that's
Everything.
you spend all that time cleaning shoes or putting your items in bags and storing them away, working on your inventory. It's all money. Everything you do has a dollar sign on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's like once I started paying closer attention to, just the business of it, because for a lot of people, you might start it off as a side hustle. So you don't necessarily like track your numbers or track your margins that well. You just focused on moving stuff. But once I started really tracking it, I realized like, okay, I can't sell this item anymore because even though it sold for 20, I really only made $2. You know what I mean? So you start
Yeah.
really factoring the shipping and paying attention to fees. Like talk about more of the stuff that you sell now, because I think what you sell now is extremely interesting. Some people might learn, some new categories.
Yeah, I sell tons of toys. I just have a nostalgia for toys in general. A lot of vintage toys, and I sell a lot of other stuff just like you. But my main, like, if I go into eBay right now and I look at the percentage of my sales, 70% is going to be toys, and
Hmm.
there's just a vast amount of toys out there, and people are looking to capture their childhood, and not only
Hmm.
that, they're revamping a lot of these. The millennials now
Hmm.
have these new cartoons from the old stock. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they're
Everything a remix.
millennials are just collectors as is. They're born that way. Millennials love to collect stuff, and so
That's crazy.
anytime they get the opportunity to buy something old but it's new now, they don't give a darn how much they spend on it. They're
Hmm.
going to spend a lot of money on it.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I didn't even think about it from that perspective because when I first was getting into shoes, it was like a collecting thing. Like some shoes I didn't even necessarily, it was like a more of like a hobby. Some shoes I wouldn't even wear. I just wanted to have it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I just need to have these. I'm gonna keep it dead stock. Sometimes you might buy two pairs, one to rock, one to stock.
Yep.
But it was never, I never even thought about it from that perspective. So that's kind of interesting. How's it been selling the toys and the little random stuff here and there, but like how's that been going for you?
It's beautiful. It's it's I used to be surprised at stuff that sells. I did. I'm sure we've all had those moments where
Hmm.
you will sell something like, why the hell somebody buy this? but, but that surprise goes away. Now you see stuff you're like, I know that'll sell. Like
Right.
a head from an action figure, a hand that's missing from an action figure. You're like, yo, I know that's $32 right there. They're like, what? Yeah, for a head? Yeah, just for a head.
Because
And
that
my
same
wife,
person.
I'm sure your wife is the same. Your wife is a little bit more engaged with your business than my wife, but I'm sure there's still times where she sees something, you'll sell something. She's like, "What?
But
What?"
it's to the point now where it's like I'm bringing in stuff so often that like most of the time she don't even see what sells like that, but she's always like, somebody bought that. Somebody
Yeah,
wanted this, and it's just like I tell her that yeah, there's a reason I bought it because I know it's gonna sell. Like
right.
I ain't buying it so it could collect dust. But Derek got a question for you. What's your biggest toy sale ever?
The biggest toy sale ever. Shoot, biggest toy sale. It had to be a model kit,
Okay.
like a model boat. I got a huge man. I was eating off of that for a long time. Um, but I bought a huge lot of model cars, model boats, model everything. It was all kind of models, and there
So
was a
like the little scale stuff, like the box that you put together,
yeah,
or
the kind of old plastic ones that you put together. The
okay,
ones you'll see in Hobby Lobby now, but they're the old ones. All these people want the old ones because they're made a little different and the
mhm,
colors may be a little bit harder. The plastic is a little harder than the cheap plastics that they make now.
right.
And they're really hard to find that are still sealed, and even if they're not sealed. This particular set, to be exact, this particular set was not a sealed set. It was an
Mm.
open box, but all the pieces were still on the plastic. They come
Oh,
on
okay.
these plastic sheets. They were still on there. It was a boat, and I think it sold for like $1,500. And that
Wow.
was an offer.
Wow.
I
What
took
you
an
was
offer.
asking?
Hmm?
What were you asking?
I was asking, I think 22.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
What?
I was asking 22.
2,200.
Yeah, and it sold for like 15. And people look, people have to get off their high horses. I get it. You want to get the most bang for your buck. You do. I understand that. But if you pay $3 for something and you can sell it for 1,500,
Yeah.
do not, do not.
Waste
Well,
your
what do you
time.
call it? Don't block.
Don't be
Don't
right.
say
Don't
yeah.
block your blessings.
Yeah. Don't block it,
Don't block
bruh.
your blessings.
Don't do it.
The
Do
thing
not
is,
do it.
as I'm saying that, I gotta like remind myself of that because I'm good for that. Like I tell
Oh, me
people all the
too.
time, like I bought those Kobe's and it was like I don't remember, it was like maybe 20 pairs of those Kobe's, those samples. I still got a few pairs to this day. That was almost 3 years ago. I still holding on because I'm like, nah, I bought these for 30. I sold some for 400, some for 300, and I get an offer for two, and I'm like, no, not enough. And I'm like, bro, let it go. Let it go.
I can't. I can't. I'm working on myself. I think we're all working working on ourselves. Because as I say that, I sold something today for $700, but
Oh, congrats on that. Sheesh.
I had uh I had denied the several times. People sent me offers on that, and I declined the offer several times. And someone sent me that offer today, and I have to remind myself of this, which is probably why I'm talking about it now. I was like, "Yo, I sold it for 700. I had 250 into it, $250 into it. I was like, yo, man, just take that. Stop being stupid.
Yeah, that's a lot
I
of
mean,
money.
that's a lot of money.
And that's some good profit. I know we don't gotta share everything because I know it's certain stuff to use to share it to tank the market. But was it a toy? Was it a car? Like what was that?
Oh no, I posted it on Instagram. It was a sealed box. Matter of fact, let me show it to you. Give me 1 second.
Oh, you ain't even sell it yet. Okay.
No, yeah, I haven't shipped it. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Yeah. While you do that, I'm gonna share my biggest toy sales because I don't got a lot. It's funny because I just picked these up today. So I don't know if y'all are familiar with these little Skylanders, and they sell these in like a bag in
Yeah.
my thrift store. They always sell these by the bag. So I got like a huge bag full of them. I think I spent $20 on the bag, and this one I think is like $30. This one was I think 20, and I have about 100 more of them. So it takes a little while to sell all of them, but overall the profit is gonna be like, a few $100. So for me, I don't do a ton of toys. I started getting into the toys because of Derek, but now I'm starting to pay closer attention to stuff because this, these things are selling. These things, and it's like I used to kind of give myself like I used to limit myself, like, oh, I only want to sell these types of stuff or these
Yeah.
types of stuff. But certain things when I see it, I'm like, okay, this is easy money. Let me just, wait on that, grab that money up.
Yeah,
But
Skylander those are easy. You'll find those everywhere. Now, don't get it wrong. That's most of them are trash,
Mhm.
but you a lot of the dark figure. Look, as you were saying, I grabbed a bag just to show you. This is a bag with Skylanders that I have posted.
Yeah,
If even if they are trash, lot them up. Lot
yeah.
those joints. So you can get those pennies on a dollar. I mean,
Hmm.
but what I sold was this right here. This is
What is that? I see the Hulk, but our
yeah,
power.
yes.
Card game. Okay.
Mm-hmm. This is a 1996 Power IQ fresh sealed box of comic cards,
Wow.
and there are none listed.
So you just came up with the price. The
Yeah, I just I just, I had nothing to go off of.
right. You are the comp.
Yeah, I am the comp. Yeah, I had nothing to
Man,
go off of.
that's
So
crazy.
I mean, what the
Seven
hell am I
dollars.
going to do with it? Why am I going to hold on to that?
Right.
I think me and Regina was having a conversation earlier. Uh,
Shout out Regina, your co-host,
yes, there she is. She's always supporting me.
always showing love. Shout out to her.
Always. There's Vincent up in the house. What's up, Vincent? Eye for
Yeah.
profit.
Oh, I'm like, who's Vincent? I see I for profit. I'm like, who's
Yeah.
Vincent?
We get to know these people by first name. These are some of the homies that support us.
Yeah,
Um,
showing love. That's what's up. Shout out to you, Vince.
but we were talking about everyone gets so stuck on the growth, the net part of your sale.
Hmm.
Everyone gets stuck on it, which is it's important. That's how much you made off of your initial investment.
Right.
But at the same time, you got to think about the growth because
Hmm.
you're not only getting your money back that you invested into. It could have been a shitty buy, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Yeah.
now you're getting your money back. So
Hmm.
although you separate the two, you're actually making what you sold it for gross minus the fees. Um,
Hmm.
we just calculated off of net. I have
Right.
my board here that have my gross and net sales, and I get so stuck on my net sales sometimes that I basically throwing my blessings out the window.
Mm.
That I got my money back on something that I paid for. I may have made a little bit on something and regretted that buy, but I did get my money back to go buy something better. So don't get all your stuff tied up in a bunch because you're not making as much net. Look at that gross as well. You got your money back. You realize that you're not going to ever buy that again, and then go and buy something else.
That's a fact. Not only that, I was thinking more so of leverage. Like you see
Mm,
all these like YouTubers and all these like fake gurus, like, oh, make $1 million on Amazon, or like they'll say I made 1 million, but like they really made maybe 10,000. They don't
right,
say how much they invested, but
right,
and I instantly thought of leveraging it because you leverage your sales to get loans or to get investors or to just market your business to other people. Like no one
right.
says, "Oh yeah, I gross X amount in sales and then I net." No one really asks about the net.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But you can still show that you're running a successful business off your gross sales because it shows that you're doing business.
exactly. I mean, obviously, if you're making bad buys, making terrible gross buys, that'll show in itself. You won't be in business too long.
Yeah, yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Look like there's a question there from Matthew.
Oh, let me scroll up. Oh, Matthew Dobson. Let's see. Oh, I missed this one. But how do you know if it's easy money? If I find I understand profitable sneakers because I invest much of my personal time in sneaker purchases, blogs, and stores. So for me, we be very similar because I spend a lot of time, probably too much time on like sneaker websites. But for me, I don't want to just say it's a gift and just chalk it up and say, oh, it's a gift. But
Right,
like the more I've been reselling, I just pay attention to quality. So it started with clothes, noticing what a quality clothing item looks like. But then when I started selling more electronics, you realize how to spot a quality electronic stuff that's heavy, stuff that's made in USA, stuff that's specifically like when it says made in USA, when it says made in Japan, like these certain things would like let you know made in Germany, you know, made overseas, you instantly can tell. And then once you just start paying attention to certain brands, you keep selling the same brands, you know, Canon, okay, let me grab this up. Leica, let me grab that up. I know that's good. And I'm just thinking of cameras. But like for the toys, I just some a big part of the game in terms of like learning new stuff and like figuring it out is spending the time to just do the research, do the work. Like I would go through a whole bag of those Skylanders, and I'm looking up every code on underneath it, and I'm checking the comments for every single one. Granted, it took me an hour to look up like 100 of them, but now I know anytime I'm looking for those Skylanders, I'm only looking for the ones that I know are worth money.
Right.
And I've done the work in the past, so now it's almost like reading a book. You know what I mean? You're just doing the research. That's what works for me. How about you?
Yeah, I'm not much of a shoe seller, but just in general, you I invest my time in stuff that I like.
Hmm.
Although we go across all the platforms and we pick up stuff that we probably seen on somebody else's video or from mention from someone else, those are things that I just on hearsay.
Hmm.
Um, I think you're just like this, Akil, as well. When I find something that I like, I go full throttle into it, and I'm talking about kind of on one of those insane type of things. You know how
Hmm.
people when they act these roles. I know Jim Carrey is one of those people,
Yep.
and
The guy that played Joker.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, him.
Joaquin Phoenix, something
Hmm
like that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like they live that life in this mental space for a while, so they can be the best character that they can be. Denzel, all these people, it just don't. It's not a button that they press and then they're on. No, months and months at a time, they will isolate themselves and turn into a whole nother person. That's kind of compared to when I find something that I like. I find out every single thing about it, and I can't afford. It's a good and bad because I can't afford to do that for every single thing that I come across because I would
Mm,
get nothing done. So
right.
it's not niching down. I just like toys. I just love toys. So anytime I come across toys, I'm so invested into them that the more and more information I get when I see things, I don't have to look it up. So it
Right.
saves you time as well. I don't have to look it up anymore. I go out,
Right.
I'm like, oh, yo, give me that. I already know that's my. I already know
Hmm.
that's my.
Hmm. And that just similar to what you said. It's one of those things where it's like you kind of just have to do the work, and it's like it just comes from experience too. Like there's no real, and not saying this is you, Matthew, but just a lot of people think it's like it's a get rich quick or like a easy button, but it really just comes from that time that you just got to put in the time.
Right.
Shout out to Shais, $5 super chat. Definitely appreciate
Shout
that.
out. I
Shout
for
out.
profit got a question for. I think he has a comment. Vincent said, "Do y'all get credit card points from shipping? That's another little extra thing to benefit from them bad boys." That's funny that he says that. Go ahead, Akil. I know you in the comment because we just talked about
Nah,
this.
go ahead. You grab that up. Go ahead.
No,
I'll go next.
we just talked about me and Kill and another two homies. We had just talked about leveraging your credit to benefit from it. Stop using your debit cards. Okay, look, let me rephrase that because I don't want people going out here and running up their credit.
Right.
Do it responsibly. If you're going, I'll give you an example. If you're going to the gas station and you're about to pull out your debit card and you're about to slide that mug right there in the little gas station machine, take that $40 or the $3, whatever you're gonna put in your tank. Slide. Hey, $3 that you can use quick squeeze, man, to get you home. I remember those times. I remember those times.
Yeah.
But instead of sliding that debit card, slide your credit card because most of the time, if you don't have a credit card that gives you points or benefits, that's fine. But what it is doing is going to build your credit. It's going to
Right.
raise your credit line. So start using your credit card for these little purchases. Be responsible. I have a thing. When I use my credit card, I go right there on my notes on my phone. Gas station, $13. And at the end of the week, on Friday, I have a running tally on what I was going to use my debit card for. And I
Mm,
take that and pay it off because it's coming out of my business checking account.
right,
How I pay my credit card off. I take that amount that I put on that card before it hits me with that interest,
right.
and I pay it off at the end of the week. That's exactly what I do. And that's what Vincent is talking about, utilizing your credit to work for you. Your debit card is doing absolutely nothing for you. Nothing.
So, some of these new debit cards, they're trying to like implement like credit card like rewards and stuff. And I guess that's cool to a certain degree, but I'm just a firm believer in the credit card game. Because once I learned the game, you never really look back. You know what I mean? And I'm just so glad you was able to articulate it, because I speak about it so much on the channel that people
Mhm.
probably think I'm like a like I'm trying to sell them credit cards, but
My man worked for Visa and
you
MasterCard.
know what I mean? Like I don't want that message to be out there. But for me, I just know the power of leveraging your credits. But you put the word perfectly: responsibility.
Bruh.
Got to be responsible.
And it took me a while. Look, hey, I was young. I was young and dumb at one point in time. I had credit cards. I maxed those out in 2 days. You know what I'm saying? I was rocking the freshest gear. My car was filled with gas. You know, I was out there at all the macaroni grills. I was out there living my life, licking
Macaroni
my
grill.
fingers and everything. We was out there in the streets, and then that credit go bad on you, and you realize how important credit is.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Let me
Nye
see.
said he messaged you a while back on Instagram. Was going to send you something.
Nice shops. Send me an email, or let me put the email in the chat, because to keep it 100%.
My
Well, if
man,
I tell y'all how much time I spend on Instagram, it's less than 5 minutes a week.
0. I
Like
messaged this man on
it's bad.
Instagram like 3 years ago, and I still ain't got a response.
Well, he shot me an email and I answered right back. You know what I mean? So it's
Immediately.
like, trust me, Instagram is not. I used to be very active on Instagram, like very active. It's too distracting for me at this stage.
Man,
Like I can't do it. I find myself scrolling through boxing videos, then I'm looking at sneaker unboxings, and then before you know it, it's 8 o'clock at night. I'm like, damn, I ain't did nothing. So
neck hurt, your neck be all hurt and stuff.
you feel me? Thumb done hurting from all the scrolling. Like I'm good. I'm
Misha, yeah,
good.
method actor. There you go, Misha. That's what I was
Yes,
looking for.
yes.
I
Let,
debug it.
let's see. You can always make money on vintage because you can't get it on Amazon or Walmart. That's a fact.
Yes. And you remember, shout out to all the haters of eBay out there. All right. Everyone who's hating on eBay, saying eBay is going to crumble, Facebook Marketplace is going to be the next greatest thing. And where is that at now? Okay. Macari is going to be popping. Not so much. I sell on Macari as well, but eBay ain't going nowhere. Stop it. You want to know why? That right there. Amazon is all about new. You can get used, but who's trying to get Amazon Prime on some used kicks? Ain't nobody
Right,
trying to do that.
right.
You get all your fresh and new from Amazon. You need eBay because that's where you're gonna find all that dope fly stuff from your childhood, shoes that you ain't never seen in a long time. They balance each other very, very well, and it's gonna always be those two primetime players.
That's a fact. Because that's, and like you said, it's one of those things where eBay's been around so long that they was able to carve that niche out for themselves. Even though they say I think 85% of stuff on eBay is
It's
brand
new.
new,
Hmm.
but at the same time, it's like that 15% is huge.
Yep.
That's 15% of like a billion sales or
Mhm.
billion transactions. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Right.
and that's the other thing too. Macari, Poshmark, all these other little platforms that keep popping up. I think that's good for the market overall, because they need the competition.
Yes.
Because with the competition, of course, eBay is going to start to improve and try to catch up. But at the end of the day, it's like you got to sell your stuff where the eyeballs are and the customers are on eBay. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
that's why I rock with it. I don't know who said eBay was going anywhere, but
Man, you
eBay
heard all
probably
these
blowing
people,
up.
all these conspiracy theorists out there. Man, eBay is about to crumble. All these other platforms are coming up. No, that's how it goes. That's just like you said. It what it does, it forces you to revamp your site. You're like, oh shoot, we're missing out. Look, that's why other sites open, because they see an opening in your armor. They see a chink in your armor, and they're like, "Yo,
Mm-hmm.
we can go hard at this." That's why all
Mm-hmm.
these shoe sites are coming up,
Yeah.
because eBay wasn't pushing shoes, Amazon doesn't push shoes, so they was like, "Yo, let's open up these shoe sites, man. We're about to make bank," and they've cornered kind of that piece of the market, but you got to have money
Yeah.
like eBay and Amazon to be able to have a worldwide platform where you can sell anything,
Mm-hmm.
anything.
It's tough because
What's up,
look how
sugar
many
honey
of them.
iced tea?
It's so many of them. Shout out to Sugar Honey Iced Tea. There's a lot of your people in here. Shout out, you got
Yeah,
a lot of good supporters. Shout out to y'all because these are a lot of unfamiliar names, but I'm glad y'all here.
yeah.
I appreciate it.
These are folks, man. Yeah, I love it. I freaking love it. And you said it. There are a lot of supporters, not
Yeah,
subscribers. A lot of
yeah.
supporters.
It's a huge difference. It's a
Yeah.
huge difference. I'm usually making a weekly $1,000 payment on my venture card just from the customers paying for their own shipping, but charging it to my card. That's what's up.
Mm,
That's what's up. Like I know I have my credit card set up with Pirate Ship and the rewards on there because of course sometimes it's anywhere from like $8 to
yeah.
15 for shipping.
Yeah.
So the rewards on there, it cranks up fast.
It does.
It ranks up quick.
It really does. And guys, a little tip. Me and my wife just went through this whole little routine. You work hard, going back to credit, because it's important. You work hard for your credit. When you clear, it's not that hard to clean your credit up. It really isn't. It really isn't. Don't ever get discouraged if you have bad credit. It
Yeah,
is super easy to clean it up. If you want help, no doubt, like no lie, because credit is so important. I will give you a little bit of time on that. Hit me up in my inbox. I will be glad to walk you through how to clean up your credit,
that's
free of
love.
charge. Because there's a lot of people that will charge you for the same free stuff that I would tell you.
That's
Okay,
love.
um, but getting back to the credit, you work all year on your credit cards and everything. At the beginning of every year, I put in a request for a credit increase. Now, a lot of them do it automatically on their own,
Hmm.
but you can put in a request for a credit increase on your credit card accounts.
Yeah,
Some be wary. Some do rerun your credit because obviously they don't want to boost you up, and you got 18 credit cards maxed out.
right.
Um, but a lot don't. They don't. They'll take it off of your history with them, and they'll give you that little boost to increase. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and request another $1,000. No, go with the little 200-300 increments,
Hmm.
and most of the time they will freely approve that. And that's what me and my wife did at the beginning of the year. I went through all my credit cards, put in a request for increase. Every last one of them got an increase, and not only does it help, it's improving your debt to income ratio, or your debt percentage. So
Yeah,
just for the newbies out there that's fresh with credit, let's say you have $1,000 credit card, you have $200 on that credit card, you're utilizing 20% of your credit. Let's say you put a request for an increase of $200. Now your credit limit is 1,200, and your 20% usage has now dropped down to what, like 15%.
yep.
Yeah, so it's numbers games like that.
That's and that's real game because they always say keep it below. Some say below
25,
20, some
yeah,
say
something like
30. I try to keep it under 10 just to be safe because it's like you never really know. And the credit score fluctuates so often with the smallest thing. So for me, I just try to keep it under 10%. That's something I can control.
that.
But
Right.
other stuff is too much to control.
Paul over at Kappa. Paul said,
So what the heck? This might be the clearest picture Derek has ever had on
"Yo,
a live.
Paul, I need you to leave me alone."
No, the stream is clean. The stream is clean for sure.
Oh, that's
For
hella
sure.
funny.
Let's see.
Oh, man.
Macari was way better than eBay this past Q4. Uh, what's your thoughts on that?
I look. I was never really a Macari. I tried Macari for one time, and then I didn't know the site. All these
Mm,
likes. are doing nothing for me, and it pissed me off. Like, I'll have 38 likes on the item. I'm like, yo, what are they doing? Why aren't they why aren't they buying it? And I get it. You know,
Right.
they want you to send them an offer. I didn't understand that at first. And then once I understood that, I started listing my items higher so I can send them the offer for the price that I wanted to get anyway. And during the fourth quarter, I was going hard on Macari, and I would have to agree with you. It was more
Mm,
consistent if I would have a lot more listings on there. So for the amount of listings that I had on there, based off of the sale percentage, it was popping.
that's what's up. That's what's up. I
What
haven't
about you?
Macari, I haven't really done too much business on Macari. Uh if in total I probably made maybe $1,200,
Yeah.
$1,300 on Macari. Nothing crazy. I just don't list as much on there. So the thing for me, I heard some people was giving tips on Macari, like you have to like refresh your listings or
You know,
something like that.
I read something on that, right? Some people, I don't know if it's true, and it's so funny. I reached out to Macari today, matter of fact, earlier today, to see if I can get a representative to come on our
Mm,
show, our live show, so we can have a live Q&A. I doubt if they do it, but it doesn't hurt to ask. So I hit them up
yeah.
on Instagram in the inbox, and I'm going to keep hitting them up to see if I can get somebody on the show because I want that's one of the major things I want to know. The worst thing with Macari is you can't refresh your listings, and um, there's no refresh button. You can discount it, and it supposedly pushes it up. But if I want $19 for something, I'm not gonna have Macari tell me I need to lower my price to 17
Right.
so it can get a boost. I'm sorry. I want that $2. That's just me. I'm sorry. I don't
Makes sense.
know. So Macari needs to definitely go fix that piece of it. But I read that if you delist your items and then or deactivate them and then reactivate them, they count
Mhm.
it as a strike and they may block your account for that. Now that's what I read.
Mm,
That's why I haven't did it, and I need to get clarification on it before I do that. So be
mm.
very wary or careful of that. And if I'm wrong, if someone in the chat is a Macari aficionado and they do it all the time, please let me know.
Yeah. Yeah, please let us know cuz if I wouldn't be surprised if that was true because for a long time because I think all of 2021 I didn't make a sale on Macari. I know 2020 I started doing some more business on there, but I haven't made any sales on Macari in a while. But when I was doing it, I was deactivating my stuff and then reactivating it, thinking that would kind of give it a boost in search, like how Poshmark has the share feature. But I mean, I don't know. If anybody willing to share some game in the comments about Macari,
Yeah,
please,
please, because
because
I
that'll.
definitely I've been making I've been making for me on my car. I'm looking over here because I have a board here with all my cells, and I'm very stickler on putting my cells up so I can see it in front of my face. But I've been selling out of 7 days out of the week. I sell something on my car at least 3 or 4 days out of the week, which is insane. It may not be a lot of money, but it's the consistency of it
Mhm.
selling now from what I seen before. Like you, Akil, I went a whole year and I think I sold like two things
Mm.
compared to me going hard during November, December, and making pretty decent money on there.
Yeah, they probably was doing some maybe some marketing, maybe trying
Mhm.
to drive it more because I know I haven't really been seeing commercials, but I don't really watch TV.
Yeah,
But I
me
know
neither.
at one point when I was watching more TV, I would see these Macari ads pop up, and when I would be on YouTube, I would see Macari ads pop up nonstop. So they
Yeah,
probably, invested some money in their marketing and got some customers on there because Q4. How was your Q4 outside of Macari? Like, how was your Q4 in terms of like eBay and everything else?
the same as any other month. It got
You did,
hot the last 2 weeks of Q4, but besides that, I honestly saw no difference.
yeah. It wasn't that big of a big thing for me. The thing is, it's hard for me to judge because every Q4 for every December for the last 5 years now, I usually take a break because
Mm,
it's my birthday and it's just like we are either out of town or we're just vacationing or something.
yeah.
This year in particular, I just took another break. We took a nice little trip. So for me, it was actually a little lower than my usual months, but It's because I wasn't putting in no work.
Right.
So
Yeah, I didn't. It really, I feel bad for. First, let me shout out to Katie Reeves. What's up, Katie Reeves? Katie in the house. What's going on, homie?
Katie Reeves, what's going on?
And then the Math Chamber said, "What is a good app to look for deals in stores?"
Ooh, that's a good question. Shit, mm,
I, as resellers, I think we all have certain. We would like to think that we're the only ones using a particular app or looking at a particular store, and we like to hold things close to our chest. And that is okay because there's certain stores that I would never tell that I go on there and I shop their clearance. But I would always say go on all these major, Crocs, um, JC Penney's, Macy's.
no, but he's saying what is a good app to look for deals?
They all have apps.
Oh,
I
you
don't know
mean
if he's
like
looking for
JC?
shoes, but just in general, all these major department stores have apps. Right? You download their apps and create an account because you get points. Once again, utilizing the systems they already have in place to benefit you. Every time you buy something, you get points. You can cash in those points for discounts, man. So sign up for those discounts and get those dumbass cards. Excuse me. Get those cards or
What?
whatever. They
Okay.
don't have cards anymore. They have memberships, right?
Yeah.
Get them, sign up for them, and let those benefits benefit you every single time you buy something from them. I'm not going to say the site, but I just utilize my points. I had like $150 in credits, man, to buy a fresh pair of kicks for free because I
Mm,
just built up the points because I buy a lot of clearance from these sites, and it was free.
yeah,
It
that's what's
was
up.
free.
That's what's up. I know the when I was doing a lot of retail arbitrage, I would use the Nike app and the Adidas app. And
Mm,
Adidas had like Icon and Game Changer, like they're different ranks in terms of like your discount.
yes, sir.
And I remember I got to Icon in like 2 purchases because I'm leaving that store with 100 pairs every time. I'm squeezing like maybe if not 100, I'm squeezing 87 pairs of Adidas top 10 highs in a Camry. And I'm making it work. I got them shits on my lap. I'm driving on the highway like I'm making it work. So I would rack up those deals and those discounts, and it helped. That 30%
Oh,
go a long way.
it does. That's and the Adidas. I tell you right now, if for the people that are on here, if y'all are not following Adidas official, it's called Adidas official on eBay. Um, I have literally bought from the Adidas official store on eBay and sold the same exact thing for 3 times more on the same eBay site.
That's a fact. I've done that. I've done that. I've told that to so many people, and this is like the kicker with that is you gotta wait. You
Yes,
gotta wait till they
yes,
run out of those sizes, and then you could mark your stuff up. But
bruh.
because they
Yo,
have so much followers, they sell out. They sell out quick,
man, y'all getting all this free knowledge, and we should be charging for this.
bro. This is for me. This is what it's all about. Like I
It
I
is.
love it. I love it because for one, we already damn near an hour in. So for people to get the game now, I appreciate y'all for rocking with us. This is like the reward.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
it
But at the
is.
end of the day, just the way how the world works for me, you give positive energy, you share the wealth, it always come back.
Always tenfold.
I don't gotta charge for this. People going it's gonna come back
Mhm.
always. You know what I mean?
You already know how I feel about charging for free information. So I deactivate all my listings on Mercari the other day and reactivated it later that day. No problem. Shit, knock on wood. Did that Shorty? Did that help with your sales? Like, did you get like a boost in sales differently from what your normal amount of sales? Misha says that you have to deactivate when you vacation or whatever on Macari. So I think it's okay unless you do it all the time. And that's what I read. I read if you, because that's what I would want to do all the time, right? I have a process in my eBay store to where every single day I delist, end and sell similar on 50 items on eBay. So that's kind of how I want to treat Macari. But if I'm doing that, the last thing I want is to get my Macari account just suspended, and I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah. Marquise, what's up, fellas? Appreciate the info. By any chance, have you guys got into pallet buying?
Go ahead, Akil.
So I tried it. I tried it. I remember I made a video almost a year ago about just getting into the wholesale game. I literally shared all the information that I had, but literally shortly after that, the pandemic hit. So it was
Yeah,
like you really I was at first, I'm not gonna say I was like paranoid, but I was one of those people that was like, maybe people are gonna not shop that much, or maybe, maybe I should kind of hold tight on my money. And then business was just booming. I was like, oh, I need to get some more stuff. But the wholesale dealers I was dealing with, they kind of like faded away. So this year I'm definitely gonna get back to it. I'm gonna, make some videos about it. But the wholesale game, if y'all guys haven't watched that video, make sure just type in Akil wholesale and it should pop up. But for me, I think that's gonna be the future for me.
yeah,
Like, since I have a daughter now, I'm not even trying to like run around and do all. I tell people all the time, thrift every day. I go to the thrift every day. Like, I got a daughter now. Like, I'm not trying to do that every day.
right.
So for the future for me might be wholesaling. How about you?
Me, that's not what I like to sell. I'm so passionate about selling toys that it doesn't benefit my business model. If I can get something with something that I like, and it's on a pallet, then yeah, I have no problem buying that pallet. But as of right now, it doesn't kind of line up with my business practices.
That makes sense. I had found this one local company. um they was in Phoenix and they were selling pallets, but just like anyone else that sells pallets locally, they was busting them down, taking all the good stuff out,
Yeah,
and then just leaving the trash and then charging you like $800 for something that you could barely make your money back with. And I was like, yeah, I'm done. The wholesale thing and the pallet game, it takes a while until you find like a solid source.
right.
But once you find that source, all that time is going to be worth it that you've got to put in.
What's up, Thrifting Channel? What's up, Kia? Her name is Kia.
Key in the building, what's going
Kia's
on?
in the house. What's going on?
See, Domino, the Nike dates used to be funny. I used to be bored. And let me tell you this. We lived on the third floor in the apartment that we lived in when we first moved to Arizona. And I would be coming up the stairs with 5, 6 boxes at a time. And I'm doing like 20 trips to get these shoes upstairs. And I'm trying to do it quick. I'm trying to do it quick while it's early. Like,
Uh,
so making sure everything is good. Boy, made it work though.
yeah, my man legs are buff.
Hey, I was on it. I was on it. I think I used to make them videos talking about squat every day. It worked. Let me
So
say that.
Ryan, what they say is I haven't had any issues either. When I make a sell on eBay, I deactivate the item on Macari until the customer actually pays for it. Then I delete it. If not, I just reactivate it. But see, I get that. I do the same, and I sell about 10 to 11 items a day on eBay on average. So I'm constantly deactivating, but most of the time I'm not reactivating because they pay for it on eBay. I just need a clear, definite, yes, you can deactivate and reactivate, and it actually puts your item at the top. That's what I want to hear from Macari, which I don't think they would say that, because what that would cause, it probably cause them system issues if they come out and
Mm,
actually say that.
yeah, because then everybody's just gonna start deactivating stuff, and then it might throw off the algorithm.
Right,
You know.
because I know eBay, it doesn't matter if you end your item and then relist the same item, it does nothing for your item unless you sell similar, which creates a whole new item number,
Hmm.
and then that pushes it up to the top.
Right,
Um, so I don't know how that works with Macari.
and it gives it that little badge that says new listing.
Yes, sir.
And then just for some people, just from like a buyer's perspective, you go on there and you're like, new listing, you're like, oh, this is fresh. Let me try to grab this up before everybody else sees it, especially if you're looking for that particular item. So
Right.
that always helps. Let me see, let me go through the chat.
Dom says super chats. Did someone throw you a super chat?
Yeah, someone I think
Okay.
Shaisha. Yeah, shout out to
Shout
her
out to
again. That was
Chase.
my we got a question from Becky Shep. Is selling Starbucks tumblers worth it? Do you sell any Starbucks tumblers?
Yeah, those are kind of like we were talking about the Walmart employees picking up the
Yeah.
picking up. You gotta get in good with somebody, and I was actually able to get in good. There's a Starbucks that I frequent quite often, damn near every morning. Not even gonna lie, I'm addicted. I need to go to counseling. But shout out to Starbucks. I had someone that I connected with there, and I think she's assistant manager, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not going to tell you location because she'll probably be fired tomorrow. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, keep that on the low.
yeah, keep that on the low low. But she lets me know when these cups are coming out, and
Mm.
if you can get the cups and come out hot with them in the beginning, they are absolutely worth picking up. Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
like the because tumblers? That's the I'm not a big coffee drinker. That's the like the little can that you keep it hot.
Yeah, they have the different ones, and if you're talking about thrifting the tumblers, yes. Oh my God, if you thrift and you get a vintage, older Starbucks cup, yo, those things can bring you bank.
Mm.
They can bring you bank. So yes, definitely be on the lookout for those.
Yeah, that's stuff that I usually wouldn't pay attention to, but now, of course, I'm gonna look into it. Like, I sold a couple coffee mugs, but since I switched up my business model, the coffee mugs I was selling for like $15,
Right.
so it wasn't really worth it.
No, I am not a glass seller, but I will peruse through the glass bugs, and that's all I look for at Starbucks. And if you can get some of those older vintage Starbucks mugs or cups, yo, they go hard in the paint.
Yeah, let me see, Shorty Doo-Wop. I seen when you've thrifted in Charlotte Goodwill Outlet. I've noticed a few times they have a big pallet box of toys in the overflow room. Have you ever thought about buying one? Not
Mm.
sure the cost. So I'm in Arizona. So when I was in Charlotte, I was just on vacation. But at the time, I don't think I seen any pallet setup. But I mean, if Goodwill is selling it, they didn't really dig through it for real. That they not going. The person putting that pallet together is literally putting a pallet together. So that might be
Yeah,
something worth investing. What you think?
I agree. I'm with you. I mean, you already see Goodwill with their blue boxes. I mean, there's people religiously sit right there and wait for them to put these things on their sites so they can pick them up. You can't even get them anymore, but it, it's for sure worth it, for sure. Well, I stand corrected. It depends on the neighborhood.
That's a big one. That's a big one. Because if it's in a low income area, it might be trash.
Yeah.
Literally. Let's see. If you get a lot of likes on an item, then people are interested. I will just repost to refresh the listing, either for the same price or for a little bit less, and it usually will sell. That's a Macari game.
Yeah. It's a game right there. And a great thing I like about Macari, because eBay try to be stingy sometimes and don't let you send an offer to all the people who have liked your item. Macari, on the other hand, you can have 42 likes and they will send 42 offers to all 42 of these people.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a glitch or if it's because it'll say 19 watches and
Yeah.
but I don't know if it's actually 19 watches or if they're not sending it out to all the watches. I don't know.
I don't think they do, bro.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
really don't
I
think
don't
they
know.
do.
I don't
Because
know.
how often, think about it. I know you've had tons of items that's had 20 to 30 people like it, and you send out
Right.
an offer and it doesn't sell, which makes no sense. Whereas on Macari, if I have a bunch of Barbies that I posted right now and they have 16 to 20 likes. If I send that offer out, almost guarantee it's gonna sell within the next day.
Yeah. Yeah. I usually wait to send the offers out like when it's like a day left on the thing because it's like 30 days and refresh. Like
Right.
I'll wait for the last day and I'll send out the offer and then it's like a
Mm,
1 day deal because then
nice.
I'm ending it anyway and then I'm just gonna relist it. But for the
Nice.
people that I have their attention watching, I'm like, take advantage while you can.
Nice. I don't know catch game on this, but obviously your listings now on eBay are 30 days and then it refreshes.
Hmm.
They send out emails to the people that are watching your item once it gets down to the last day. I don't know if you noticed that you saw a lot of items that are about to be reposted automatically. That's why, because eBay automatically does that for you.
I did not know that.
Yes,
I
sir.
did
They
not
send out
know that.
reminders to the likers.
No, that's what's up. See, eBay, like that's another good thing because by no means am I like some big eBay fanboy. Like that's not even me. But just because they've been in the game so long, they understand like customer retention and like how to close a sale. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like some of these other companies, like Poshmark, Macari, they learning game from eBay still. So it's like eBay gonna be here forever.
It is. It ain't definitely ain't going nowhere. Yeah,
Let's
they
see.
aren't gonna say I've seen evidence of that working. Yeah, they not. They Macari is like, nah, we ain't about to tell you that.
Keel, I give you credit for opening my eyes to golf wear a few years ago.
That's what's
Oh
up.
yeah, oh yeah, golf clothes. And
That is what's up.
you really big on the I'm over here swinging on the golf clubs too.
Yes, sir. Yep.
You told me everything to do. I got the boxes, I got the clubs, and they're still sitting there. I got the bubble wrap, everything. I'm like, I'm just not excited to sell those stuff like
Right, right.
at
This
all.
damn mosquito eaters. You know those little mosquito eaters?
Yeah,
They look like, and they always try to fly in your face. Why do they fly in your face? I don't understand this.
as they be trying to get at you. They trying to
Yeah.
let it be known.
Give
They
me one
going
second. Let me
straight
kill
through.
this thing. I don't want y'all to
Yeah.
think I'm crazy over here. Give me a second.
Yeah, the golf, but when it comes to the golf, like golf, everything, especially in the summer, like for me in Arizona, it's literally summer, like 9 months out of the year. So it's kind of tricky to like think of like the rest of the country. Cause for me, next month is gonna be hot. But if you can get your golf stuff starting now, you can see some good clubs, some good polos, some good like Nike dry fit pants. I'm trying to think of some of the brands that are really good golf stuff because I don't do as much clothing, but there's some golf pants and it might just have like a really loud print. Like people
Hmm.
grab those up all day long.
Especially nowadays, these millennials like those loud print.
Hmm. And like you said, millennials, we like people my age, we just now getting into golf. You know what I mean? Like now we in our 30s, we parents now, we moving up in the corporate ladder. And
Hmm.
all they always say business is done on the golf course. So that's one thing I know I'm gonna get into. I'm trying to build my hobbies up this year,
Mm,
and golf is gonna be one of them.
nice.
You know what I mean? Well,
Golf is
let's
expensive. Golf is not a cheap game for anyone out there who wants to get into golf. It is. You can't go out there with the Ben Hogan. I mean, with the with those
the,
one with the set you
the
buy from Target.
the
You ain't.
Walmart special
Yeah, nah,
polo.
you can't buy that 9-piece set and think you're about to go out there and do some things. All right, you got to invest. You got to go out there and get you a nice set, get fitted, get the flyest gear, um, get the nice comfortable pair of shoes. You may
Hmm.
suck, but guess what? You got the right equipment, and you will get better.
And if you look good, you're gonna feel good. And if you
Damn
feel
right.
good, you're gonna do good. You know what
Yeah,
I
that's
mean?
a lie. That's definitely a lie.
Even if you trash.
That's definitely a lie. If you're out there looking good, just trash.
That's gonna be me. I'm gonna have a fly fit and I'm gonna hold the club the wrong way, and they're gonna be like, my swing gonna be trashing. Like, I'm gonna be
You're
swinging
gonna
it
be
like I'm
looking
swinging
fly
a
though.
baseball bat.
Can't
I'm gonna
nobody
be
tell you
clean.
nothing.
I'm gonna get my hair done and everything. They're gonna be like, "Ooh, that boy clean,"
That boy's looking good.
but his swing
Look
is
good.
trash. Let's see. BG said he just picked up 2 Starbucks tumblers today. BG
Yeah,
sells a little bit of everything,
nice.
but BG got game when it come to the like. He done told me so much stuff to find in the thrifts. Shout out to
Nice.
BG because
That's
BG.
that
I
information.
I might have to get you on the channel, bro. I might have to get you on here if you down for it.
You never. That's the thing with this game in particular. You just never can stop learning. There's so much we don't know. We only know what we know, right? So we get comfortable, but you just have to be willing to take a step back and listen. There's people that I listen to on YouTube. They probably don't even know I listen to them, and I just have it on. I probably don't even like them,
Mm.
but some of the stuff that they sell, it interests me. So I go in there to see what they're selling, and that's kind of what it's there for. Utilize it for what it is, and then dip out. That's what I do. I get what I need, and then I dip out.
And the funny thing is, it's like I tell people this all the time. When it comes to eBay, there's no other industry that people are gonna tell you, buy this, it's sold for this, sell it, ship it this way. Like we give all the game about stuff. And it's like it's so much reseller channels out there. I know I don't watch as much as I need to, but there's so much people. They may have a small channel, they may have a huge channel, but it's just free game. And
Yeah.
it's like you got to take advantage. This is one of the lowest what is entry to barrier to entry.
Yes, sir.
You know, you start with your closet, you start buying, reinvesting, you good to go.
Yeah, you gotta have patience. You gotta have patience in the game, though. You're not gonna get rich overnight. And I know you hear people hear it all the time on starting your own house because it's free inventory. You've already got your use out of it. You can sell a bunch of used stuff on eBay. Just get it listed and sell something, right? Just get something. It gets you comfortable with getting listed, and don't get discouraged when your stuff is sitting there for months at a time. Like it's a process. It's a whole
Yeah,
process, and you just gotta kind of find your flow, what you like to sell, what you don't like to sell. You're gonna make mistakes. That's what you should do. Hell, I still make mistakes, and
every day.
every single you just learn from it. It's that's what it is. It's just a game that you're gonna make mistakes, and you have to bounce. But you have to have good discipline in this game. You got to be disciplined, and you got to be dedicated. You can't be part. You can't be. I know a lot of people say they're part time resellers, but if you really look at what they do, they ain't part time resellers. They
Yeah,
full time. They put full time work in their reselling business if they're successful at it. That's
right,
full time work. They just consider it part time because I know even when I was doing it before I went full time, I was putting in full time hours.
right. Because even at your full time job, you might be listing or
Dead serious.
doing some research, and then when you get home, you back to work. So it's like that's all time spent.
Yeah, dead serious.
Derek said, "Come by our eBay store and buy you a Peter Millar golf shirt to go with your trash."
Go eat trash out there looking fly
Yo, Peter Millar
out
is another
there.
good brand. That's another good brand. Peter Millar. I couldn't think of any of them golf shirts.
Yeah. Thrifting channel says I grab anything Starbucks. I keep the ones, and then I like and then flip the rest. Yeah, that's what you do, and you can make use of it. You can get your use out of it. You get tired of it, and then sell it.
That's the if everyone did more like business that way, just imagine. Like like there's really no loss.
No,
Like everything I buy has to have resale value. And that's why I'd really invest in like top quality stuff. Like I'd buy an expensive camera and an expensive mic and all the accessories I need for the channel. Because even if I was to wake up tomorrow and say I don't want to do YouTube anymore, I'm gonna get at least half my money back.
right?
You know what I
Hell,
mean?
sometimes
So
even more,
sometimes even
more
more.
more than what you pay for it.
Because once it's gone, the price goes up. What's
It does.
what Fat Joe said? Yesterday's price is not today's price. It's a fact.
That is a fact.
In this business, you don't need a college degree, and with hard work, you can make more than your college professor.
Yep.
Boy,
Come on now. That's why the
drop the
teachers hate
mic.
you now.
Drop the mic.
There's
This
teachers that while you sitting in class right now, the teacher is looking at you salty as hell because they know that you make more than them.
absolutely like just the thing that was so crazy is like here I went to school, got all these degrees, and now I'm doing a job that you don't need no degree for, just so I could pay back my student loans from a degree I ain't even using.
We're not saying not go to school, folks. That's what we're not saying. What we are saying is there's multiple avenues to be successful. Not every successful person has a college degree. Clearly,
That's a fact because I see it both sides. I don't know about you. I see it both sides. Depending on people's situation, This coming from a former college advisor. I would tell somebody, yeah, college may not be the move. You may have a plan or a business plan that does not need college. Don't waste that money.
Mm,
Invest that into your business.
yep.
But this is coming from somebody that's went to school. My closest friends is all went to school. That's where I met them. So it's like it's how I met my wife. So it's kind of tough for me to speak bad about college.
Right. And it's a, being that I didn't go, it's an experience that looking back on, I wish I would have got the opportunity to do without the financial burden. And that's a that's a and college isn't getting cheaper. It's getting harder to get the grants and loans, and college isn't getting cheaper. It's getting more and more expensive, and the teachers aren't getting better. They're getting old and they're getting bitter, and they don't want to teach anymore.
And the curriculum isn't changing, but the world is changing rapidly. So that's another reason why when I picked up that job a few weeks ago, I picked up that job to pay off my student loans. I was like, I don't even subscribe to this mindset anymore. So it's hard for me to even advise somebody to, oh yeah, stick with it, stay in school, da da da. And it's just like, I know why you leaving. It makes sense.
Yeah. Is
You know what I
Dom telling
mean?
you it's time to come eat?
Yeah, now I'm dropping the
Yeah.
pizza emojis. Well,
Good time.
before we get off, because she gonna let me know. That's her words are like, time's up. Let's go. You know what I mean? But before I do go, you did say something interesting. You didn't go to school. What was the decision? What was the mindset? Were you already thinking of student loans at that time, or were you just like, yo, I'm not trying to do this?
No, my family couldn't financially afford it.
Okay.
I got a partial scholarship for track, but I would, my mom, this is exactly how it went down. Um, I got a partial scholarship to go to St. Paul's College in Virginia.
Hmm.
And my mom would have had to pay for the flight and something else. And it came out to be like, I think it was like $5,000, $6,000 is what she would have to pay. And my mom couldn't do it. My mom was already working, a couple jobs and grinding, and she couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So I did the next best thing. I was working all through high school, and probably the only dude working. I always had money in high school.
Right. Right. Right.
uh, I just kept working, and that was it. A lot of people will look at that and be bitter about it, but it wasn't in the stars for me.
Right.
That's not what I was supposed to do. And I look back at it now, and I'm glad I didn't.
And that's the biggest thing. Everybody's story is different. When it comes down to it, it's one of those things where I know I got lucky when they came to college. I got super lucky. I didn't get accepted. I applied to like 20 schools. I got into one.
Mm,
It was a community college.
mm,
And I was like, and it was down the street from the house. And I was like, I don't know if I necessarily want to do this. I don't think I'm gonna be focused. And then one advisor that I was close with, he pulled a favor and got me in the Buffalo State College.
okay.
So I always, when it comes to college and like that mindset, I don't even speak on it from like a privileged mindset. I'm like, bro, I got lucky. I wasn't even supposed to go.
Mm,
Because if he didn't have a connect, it would have been over for me.
right.
So it's like that's why I had to ask. I'm like, I know everybody's story different. You know what I mean? And
It
and
is.
the best thing is that shit. Now you successful.
Yeah, in my own eyes, I'm successful, and everyone's success is a little different in their own eyes. But I now can say that I'm successful because I bet on myself, and it's paying off.
I love that. I love that. We gonna wrap stuff up in a minute. Let me just go through these last few. Let's say I have more guidance in reselling than when I went to college.
Mm,
That's crazy.
that's
Reselling's all about believing in yourself and trusting your process. My man,
and
essay
that's
dropping gems.
man, that is so key right there. You can't if you don't believe in yourself, don't even try to resell.
Don't even like
Don't even waste your time.
because it's way easier to give up than it is to keep going. When
Man,
when eBay is when you keep getting those returns and you getting negative feedback and all types of stuff happens, it's easier to quit. Trust
You
me,
have a $6 day. I had a $6 day on Sunday.
bro.
$6. That's what I made. $6. You can't. I'm dead ass. I made $16, and whereas before, people who are just starting out are not. You got to trust the process. You got to keep grinding, keep going at it, and know that you're not gonna always have $6 days or 0 days. You know, cross it. Thank goodness, I told you I haven't had a 0 day in almost 3 years.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And it's he he just said it, man. You have to believe in yourself if you're going to do this.
That's it. That's it. I'm gonna say it one more time for those in the back. Reselling is all about believing in yourself and trusting your process. Shout out to Ryan. Thank you, Akil, for all the knowledge and information. I'm a year into reselling now, and your videos gave me the confidence to get started. I learned a lot last year, and now I'm ready to put that knowledge into action. Shout out to you. Thank you
That's
for the
what's
super
up.
chat.
Shout out to you, Ryan.
Definitely appreciate it.
Good luck, brother.
Just and like we said, just stick with it. You'll be good. I was I was
How in the
thinking about
80s.
how in the 80s you wanted to be on TV shows, and now anyone can have that. Yeah, that's crazy. We on TV
Bruh,
right now.
right. That is insane. It's insane
Mhm.
that one person will want to listen to what you got to say. Nonetheless, however many people are subscribed to you and watch your channel. That's
Right.
insane.
It's amazing. Which community college? York College. I think it was in Queens or the Bronx. Maybe in Brooklyn. I don't. I know it was just in New York, but York. I don't remember. I didn't want to go. Clearly, I didn't want to go.
I
Clearly,
used
I
to call
didn't.
community college. We had a community college out here when I was living in Stockton. It's
Hmm.
kind of where I went to high school and stuff. It was called Delta College. I call it 13th grade because it was it was legit, or it was legit another high school. It just made no sense for me to even think about going there.
Right. York is in Queens. Yeah, in
Okay,
Queens. But we'll end it here with this one. The thrifting channel says you're both successful.
thank you,
Thank
kid.
you. Thank you very much. Definitely
Appreciate
appreciate
that.
that. That's love. So yeah, as you guys see, my wife said drop them pizza emoji. It's time to get this food. I know Derek, I know you order pizza too.
Yep.
You and the fam. So let's just go get to it. But once again, I want to thank you for your time tonight. Uh before we go, drop your channels where everybody can find you because I know some people gonna want to reach out to you.
Yeah, you guys can find me once again. Fundamentals of Side Hustling or Fundamentals of Hustling. They should both come up and note how it's spelled because a lot of people it has a Z on the end. It's fundamentals with a Z on the end. If y'all come to my channel, I'm very I'm very raw on my channel, so I post what I want to post when I want to post it. I post about reselling. I post about I may be doing a Tootsie Roll and what like it's legit. It's legit my channel. However I feel like posting is what I post, but it's circles around me and my hustle, my grind, and my family and everything like that. So it's to me it's entertaining. I entertain myself.
And that's what's up. I think that's how like real growth on YouTube happens because you build that organic connection with the people that subscribe, and they turn into subscribers to supporters.
Yes.
And just from the chat box today, you got some supporters, you got some real, you know what I mean, some real fam, a good tribe. So shout out to them too.
Yeah, shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for coming over and hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. And myself and my friend Regina Michelle, we have a live show we do on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We had a kill on there, of course, but it's kind of just like it's a cool setting like this. We don't talk much about reselling. We mainly talk about the person itself, and you get to learn all the quirky little things about them, their personalities, and let you kind of decide on if you want to go support their channel or support whatever they're doing. I think it's we've done 76 shows now on
Wow.
that channel. So
Congrats.
yeah,
That's
it's
big.
insane. Yeah, we've been doing it for a minute now.
Y'all gonna hit 100. You'll have me on the 100th episode. I'm
Oh yeah,
calling it.
you
Have me
there?
on the
All right.
100.
When we hit that 100, you there, brother?
You should have a ton of people, but at least let me be on, you know what I mean? So I could talk of some shit and drop a super chat. Something.
No doubt.
For sure.
No
All right.
doubt.
All right, y'all. So thanks again, and we are out.
Peace.
Peace.